So there's 7 wonders of the world. And if I were going to add an 8th, I would make it automated recurring billing. Now, we talk a lot about recurring revenue around here, and it's something that's made such a huge difference to my agency and the agencies that we coach. Being able to start every month knowing exactly how much in your contracts, how much in your revenue that you're actually bringing in, knowing that you have peace of mind when it comes to your bills, to anything that you need to run your agency. It's huge, right? And so that's why I was on a path to build that as quickly as possible. But here's the thing, an important detail sometimes gets lost when it comes to recurring revenue. In order for us to call it recurring revenue, it has to recur. Now you might be thinking like, yeah, Mike, no duh, like obviously it's recurring revenue. But what I see agencies doing is they'll sign clients on to recurring revenue projects, and then they don't set them up inside some sort of system that automatically bills their credit card every month. Or worse, they let a client pay by check every single month. Recurring revenue is amazing because of its recurring nature, that we don't have to go chase money. We don't have to go figure out where that client is and when they're going to pay us. We get to build our businesses on this kind of stability. But in order for that stability to be there, you have to be using systems to actually create the recurring revenue and put it in place. So here's a quick test. So does your billing for recurring revenue happen automatically? As in, it happens without you thinking about it. So if you have to think about your recurring revenue, it's not as recurring as you might think. And so fixing this stuff is super easy. So number 1 is collect credit cards as your primary form of payment. Don't take a check, don't take cash. It can be tempting to do that, but make it the obvious pathway. Make the first thing that you ask for is the credit card. In my business, I oftentimes gave them an option. I said, do you want to pay by cash, by check, by credit card? Thinking I was giving them an option, a choice, and making it better for them. But really, in doing that and not showing that I had a preference, oftentimes led to an outcome that I didn't want. The client would say they would send the check, when really what I wanted them to do is to pay right then and pay by credit card. So design your forms, design your intakes that is leading with credit card as opposed to making it an option. Of course, at the end of the day, if a client has to or wants to pay another way, that's your choice to make. Number 2 is get your clients to understand and agree to the recurring nature and the recurring billing of the contract. Inside of your contract language, tell them at what frequency you're going to bill. Help them understand that this is happening every month on a certain day, and get their signature to allow them to give you the permission to bill them every single month. Without this, the recurring revenue contract doesn't really matter. Number 2, get your clients to agree and make sure they understand the recurring nature of the services that you're providing. Get them to sign something that tells them exactly when this charge is going to happen, and that way you have that to fall back on. And third, take that and set them up in something like Stripe or QuickBooks, so that way that charge happens every single month without you having to think about it. It's when you have to think about it and remember to charge that client, that's when this ceases to be recurring revenue. That's when that energy of chasing down that bill, chasing down that paid invoice is something that you could be redirecting into other areas of your business, or better yet, doing something for yourself. You see, having all 3 of these components, collecting their credit card, having the client agree to the recurring contract, and setting them up in an auto bill software are all 3 needed in order to actually call this recurring revenue. If you'd like to see the slice of my contract that helps outline specifically how we frame recurring revenue to clients, around this video, you'll see the opportunity to grab a copy of that. Recurring revenue is amazing. It's changed my life. It's changed the life of the students that we coach. Make sure that you do it the right way. Don't set up recurring contracts that don't actually recur.